This is Suzy, and I wanted to show you a few more ideas on how to use up your craft stash, especially your designer series paper, your 12 by 12 scrapbook pieces of paper. Here I have used, the blue here is actually designer series paper, and I have cut a mat underneath the white, which gives this really nice background. And these flowers here, I've actually cut out from a designer series paper, cut the flowers out and use them as an element. So that's one way to utilize your paper. Another way is to make envelopes. This is it doesn't fit in the frame, does it? But it is, actually this is an extra large envelope because here's a normal size card, so you can see how much bigger this envelope is. But really, this is just a sheet of designer series paper that I have folded, and I've used tear and tape, so it's really strong. But it's an envelope, and so I have just folded it. I've cut and cut, and I've taped it here and here. So there's tape on this side, there's tape on this side, and this is a fold. And when you're ready, you just take this release off, and you can send this in the mail. Just put a label here and a label here in your stamp, and you're ready. So an envelope is something you can make up with your designer series paper. Something else is, we have done this in a class before, but you can use a 12 by 12 piece of paper and make a folder. This is the double-sided. And so here, it's all about the scoring. We've scored it, and we've scored, and we've taped it down. So you can make these little folders that are just the cutest little things. I use these to put some of my different receipts in, to hold them temporarily until everything's good and before I get rid of the receipts. So a folder is another thing you can use. Now here, this is an example of something. If you want to, it takes a little bit of time, but what this used 3 sheets of designer series paper. And I call this a brag book because you open this up. I don't have this fully finished yet, but you open it up and you have sheets. Here you have this paper that can come out. You can put a picture, you can journal on it, and it just slides in. And these little white tabs actually pull out another piece of paper that totally come out. And it's just how you've glued the paper. So this is, I call it a mini brag book or a little journal you could use. But this took 3 pieces of designer series paper, and it's just using the front and the back side of them. So the nice thing about Stampin' Up! Is that all their papers, their colors coordinate. This particular die cut is called, it's with the Ornate Bundle. Let me look real quick. It's the Ornate Borders. And these are the ones. There's different ones. You can, it's actually, it's one of the new ones, and I like it. But this is the one I used right here. So there's that one I used. Oh, here's some others I just haven't put everything together yet. This is the Purple Posy. You can do it on different thicknesses of paper. That's a thin one, whereas this Crumb Cake is a thick one. And then you can also, this is actually a different die set, but they match together very well. But, so that's another option of how you can use up your designer series paper and use up your craft stash. Now, one last thing I wanted to show is, I don't know if you have washi tape, but I have it, and I don't know what to do with it sometimes. This is the washi tape. This is the particular ones I used. Pardon. The value of it is you can put it on paper and you can pick it back up. So if you need to temporarily hold something, it works good. Well, what I did, I used these 2 sheets, and I haven't finished this project. I just took a white piece of paper, and with this, with the washi tape, I just pressed it on there. And so I have this really neat design. And what I want to do, I just haven't got there, is this is a normal size card, I want to use this as a focal point. That's going to be my mat. And I'm probably going to add in a die for and put a sentiment here and maybe put some other things. So, so I'm getting started. I'm not done on this, but this is a way to use up your washi tape that you may have in your craft stash. So thanks so much for taking the class. I appreciate it. And have fun using up your goodies.